Hi everyone, Dr. Jeff back this week. I hope you've had a good week. Back here with another great topic, which is
leg length discrepancies.
Yeah, cool. What is it?
So
It sounds pretty obvious, but
yeah, it's when one of your legs is longer than the other. And there are two types. There's the anatomical one, which is your bone itself is like one is shorter or longer than the other, and for the functional, your bones are the same length, but it's due to muscle and joint imbalance.
yeah, so anatomical. We're never born exactly the same on both sides, but generally we're pretty close. And really, anatomical, we don't really worry about treating it until it gets up to maybe, well, the orthopedists don't really worry too much till it gets about 20 millimeters, which is like a lot. It's 3/4 of an inch, which is a lot. But if it happens due to an accident, if you break your leg skiing or something, you can actually break something called the growth plate. So when bones are growing, the end of the bones of your femur and your tibia have called growth plates. So that's where bone cells come out of to make the bone longer. And if you fracture that, that's not good, because the bone can actually stop growing at that point. So you actually get a much shorter bone due to the accident.
So for the functional type, it's due to your pelvis and pelvic floor weakness and pelvic unleveling, and that's usually caused by posture.
Yeah, so we're creatures of habit. So when we stand up, quite often we'll stand with more weight on one leg than the other leg, and we're standing having a drink or standing talking to someone, or it can happen when you cross the same leg over. A lot of times, if you try and cross a different leg over, it becomes quite uncomfortable, and this causes the pelvis to twist. So if we look at our actual pelvis here, this is our pelvis here, and it's supposed to shift back and forth as we do different stuff. And if you notice where the femur comes in down here, as our pelvis shifts, the leg goes up and down. This one thing that happens with this when we walk, the pelvis actually swings back and forth, allows our leg to swing out and come down, so we're not stubbing our toes. So we'll lift our leg up to come back down again. And what can happen if this pelvis gets out of alignment, so if it goes up or it goes down, what happens is it's going to create a short leg or a long leg. So it's going to bring that leg up, or it's going to bring that leg down. And again, that causes a short leg. And we call that a functional short leg.
Now for the symptoms, for anatomically, you're kind of going into you're kind of growing up with it, so your body will get used to it and it will compensate for it. So usually won't notice any symptoms. But if you like injure your leg, like a fracture, it might cause back pain, hip pain, knee pain, and ankle pain, but foot pain. And also same with functional. The functional type, you'll also experience sore back, sore hips, knees, foot pain.
Yeah. So exactly. So with a functional one, because it's kind of an acute thing, all right, you may be able to compensate for a certain period of time with this muscle imbalance and weakness. This is the kind where it's kind of the straw that broke the camel's back, where all of a sudden you just kind of bend the wrong way, or you lift something the wrong way, and your body's been compensating for this imbalance for such a long time that you just got exhausted. And so all of a sudden now, your hips kind of say, I need some help, or your back says, I need some help, only because you've been compensating for so long that the body just finally gets so tired of it, it says, you need to fix me. So one way we can go about measuring things is, I'm going to get Fiona lie on her back here for me. So when you're looking to find an anatomical short leg, one way they used to do it is with an X-ray. So they basically put you a full spine X-ray. They measure how long your bones are to measure it out. We don't really do that much anymore. One way we can do it is we have Fiona here with her legs kind of bent and knees together, and I have a level here. And we kind of put it on her knees like this, and what we're looking for is the bubble to be in the middle. What I'm seeing here is this one here, the bubbles shifted a little bit up here, so that's telling me that this leg here is probably a little bit higher than the other one, but we're really, really close. If we want to look and see if the tibia is actually longer, we can put it here, and again, we're looking for the bubble to be in the middle. That's pretty close, because if the tibia was a little bit longer, this is going to come up here and push this back a little bit. So this leg here would be over back towards Fiona, a little more back towards the head. If you want to look at the femur, we're going to put it on her patella tendons here. We can again measure here And this one here is telling me, oh yeah, we're back to the middle. She's pretty level. And again, if the femur was too long, it pushed this forward, and this kneecap would be forward to be out like this. So that'd be a way of measuring an anatomical, kind of rudimentary way. If we want to measure a look at functional, if we get her on her stomach here for me. So one way I do that, and I do this with a lot of patients every time I come in to see them, is I put their, make sure we're square here, and I put her ankles together and her feet together. We want to actually see that the ankles and her feet are the same length, which they are. They weren't this afternoon before I treated her, but they are today. So that's a way of kind of measuring a functional way of looking at a leg length deficiency.
Now for treatment, for the anatomical type, we normally put, you could put soles in your shoe, in the shorter leg shoe, to kind of make up for that discrepancy. Or if you have a bigger gap, like a much longer discrepancy, then we can get like a cobbler or like a shoemaker to kind of increase the length of your sole, and that could help with the discrepancy.
Yeah. So someone who's grown up with it, an anatomical deficiency, we may be looking at if they're really not having, like there's quite a debate about this. Do we actually go in and put something in the shoe, like put an insert in their heel? We can go up to a 1/4 inch in the back of the shoe without actually pushing them out of the shoe. Or do we just leave it because they're not really having any symptoms? So we try and prevent symptoms at our later life by putting something in their shoe, or do we just leave it? Because if you put something in their shoe or give them a shoe and kind of push that leg back up again, they've been compensated for so long, we can actually start to create issues with it. So, do we want to play with fire or not playing with fire? But someone who has a functional one, what we want to do with a functional one is we want to balance the pelvis. The way we do that is with some adjustments. It's pretty simple to do by moving the pelvis around. And then we want to stabilize it with some exercises. Again, because we are creatures of habit, we do the same things over again. We really have to get those tight muscles to loosen up and those weak muscles to get stronger. So you really have to work on trying to balance that pelvic floor. The adjustment's the easy part, the exercise is the hard part. But generally we can get that, by the time you leave the office here, we'll have your legs the same length. But as time goes on, because we're creatures of habit, again, that leg's going to shorten up and shorten up again. So we do have to stay on top of it.
Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe to our channel. Share it with your friends and family, and comment down in the comment section below if you have any questions or any suggestions for future videos. And as we say at Goes Where Your Wellness, we got your back.